Good evening, good evening, everyone. Thank you for tapping in to Music and Cigars. This is your man Eddie Roy, and today I have a very special guest. Today, he is a Will Cox, Alabama native. He currently resides in Huntsville, Alabama. He has been spinning records for 8 years now. One of the hottest DJs in Huntsville, Alabama, in Alabama. Period. Please welcome none other than DJ Reek. How you doing,
What's up?
DJ?
What's up? What's going on? What's going on with
Man, hey, doing pretty good, man. Just enjoying this Sunday, man, and you know, um, relaxing and getting ready for the work week.
you?
Um,
That's what's up. That's what's up.
so before I get into this interview, I wanted to ask you, uh, how how was it? What influenced you to be a DJ?
Honestly, growing up in New York, you know what I mean? Like just going around that scenery and you know what I'm saying, being around that hip hop era and just gravitating to music it by itself. Like my mom still got tapes of me singing and rapping and but DJing, I was actually hosting. I was hosting at the Ebony Club. And like I said, shout out to DJ CO. Like he pretty much told me he was like, "Yo, Rick, you ever thought about DJing?" I was like, "Nah." He was like, "Man, the way you sound on the mic, like you sound like you can be a DJ." And I'm like, "Nah, stop playing. Like I'm just doing this for fun." And he was like, "Yo, if you're gonna do it, just go ahead and invest in yourself." So at the time, like I had a Toshiba laptop. Like I didn't have no type of equipment. He was like, "Man, you go to Guitar Center, get you a board for like $200-300." So I'm like, okay, cool. Showing me the ropes here and there, and then on, like I kept it hidden probably like about 2 years before I even made it known publicly. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always that
Right.
stay in your own lane. So I try to stay in my lane because everybody's just jumping in the game saying, "Hey, I'm a DJ. I do this. I do that." Like, and I didn't want to step on nobody's toes, so I kept it quiet. I knew
Right.
people wasn't coming out to the Ebony Club at the time like that, but like it was DJ CEO pretty much who told me straight out front, like, "Hey, if you want to do it, invest in yourself." So I mean, like I said, shout out to him on that.
Wonderful, man. Look, everybody got to start from somewhere, man, and the grind don't stop, man. Everybody has influences that encourages them to want to do what they have on a side hobby or they do full time. It's all about the passion, man. When you get into the nitty gritty, especially in the music business, you know, regardless of if you see residual from it or income, any type of income from it, the first thing you want to do is make sure you're passionate about it because without that passion, then you wouldn't be able to do it for 8 years. Am I correct?
Right, absolutely. Like you got to have the love for it. Like most people try to do it for the money or for the fame or the clout. Like, but you have to think about like music is it puts me at ease. So regardless, like I love music. I've been around music all my life. So like I'm gonna continue to do it until you can't no more. As long as music keeps going and keeps evolving, I'm definitely gonna keep doing what I do. Like when you're passionate about something, it doesn't seem like work. Most people like, oh, you're getting ready to go to work. Nah, when you're doing something that you love, it's not work.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So I remember, man, for those that don't know, man, I had to say this. I remember, man, when the Madison Square Mall in Huntsville, Alabama was open, man. It was a good time for everybody, man, because that Friday, if you was a college student, if you were in high school, you would go to the mall that Friday, go to the movie theater. But one of my favorite stores inside that store was FYE. I don't know if you say Fi or FYE, but there was a record store in Huntsville, Alabama called FYE, and that's where I remember you working at because I used to work at Steak Escape in the mall, and you would come and you would, get you a sandwich, you know what I'm saying, and I would see you go in and out. So that I guess your passion from childhood followed up into early adulthood because I do remember you um actually working in that record store. And by you working in that record store, I want to say you were exposed to many different records, and that's why I think you have a good ear for music. Can you talk about that time that you was working at the record store?
Yeah, FYE. Yeah, definitely. Like just being around all those type of different genres, knowing what song is what, like, and being able to have easy access to getting them. You know what I mean? Like it was more so than just shelving music and CDs. It was just more so just going through the genres, learning about music, learning what different genres that instead of just the regular hip hop, R&B, just learning about jazz, tempo, country, rock, like, and now like music has evolved so much to where now you have Afro beats, Afro pop, so soca, like it's so much more genres that's still being created. So just being around that actually helped me set the base platform.
Yeah, yeah. What in music for all the cultures and all the genres that you just said, which genre would you say is your favorite, and who is your favorite artist in that genre?
Uh, it would have to be hip hop and R&B, those two.
Hip hop and R&B, of
Yeah, it would have to
course.
be those two. That's pretty much gonna be like my go-to, mainly R&B. I can listen to R&B. It just puts you at that ease.
Right. R&B, man. When I think of R&B, I think of the artists like Erica Badu. I remember back in '97, I first heard Baduism, and that's what really turned me on to Erica Badu in that neo soul genre, because I just loved the feel. I love the way it made me feel. Even though when I was a little kid, it still did something for me. Even to listen to songs like "How Does It Feel" by D'Angelo when he came out with that in '98.
Yeah,
That was another person that I love, but R&B would probably be my favorite as well. Now when we talk about rap, hip hop, I would like to say people like I would like to say people like Rick Ross, Slim Thug, Lil Wayne, Jeezy. I would also say Starlito, Dunn Trip. I don't
hmm
know if you heard of Starlito and Dunn Trip. If you have, how did you get into those people? Because I know they're real close to Nashville, to Huntsville, and we're currently in Nashville. So, how did you get hip to those artists?
just by being like learning new music, like, you know what I'm saying. Just what I've learned, and shout out to the big homie DJ Primetown 256. It's not about like what music you listen to, it's about how much music you listen to. You know what I mean? And so just learning all different types of genres and just learning everybody. You know what I'm saying? You don't just stick to hip hop and R&B. Listen to jazz, listen to country. Like, so you just have to be real diverse because you never know when somebody might say, "Hey, I need to book you for a Latin set. Do you know any Latin artists?" You know what I mean? So just learning and listen to different music. It's not about how much music you have. It's about really how much music you really listen to.
See, wise words, man. Those are wise words. Never paint yourself in a box. It's kind of like cigars. And I had a guest on the other day. Never paint yourself inside the box. You always want to keep it open to your ears open to different things. Some things you might not feel, some things you can't stand when it comes down to music. Like me personally, there's certain country songs that I can't stand, but there are certain country songs I can stand. As far as rock, it's the same way. Um, but
Yeah.
I would like to ask you another question because when you talk about the venues, can you explain to the people how the behind the scenes what it is that DJs have to go through before they book a venue, before they get into any club or wedding or festival. Can you talk about a little bit about the grind and the dedication that you have to do behind the scenes of a DJ?
Um, Basically preparation, making sure. that you have all the details, all the information that you need, whether it's how many people to how big is the venue, just knowing what all that it takes to put together a show. You know what I mean? So it's just like you look at every opportunity when it comes to DJing, whether if it's a club. The clubs are pretty much standard. Like, you know what I mean? You already have your setup, you already have your speakers, you already have your connections. But you definitely want to make sure that you have everything, if not invest in everything that you would need in order to be able to make that wedding or that party a success. So you
So
definitely
when
want to
you
make
talk
sure that
about
you got everything. Whether if they say, oh, they're like, hey, do you want lights? Make sure you got a nice light setup. If they say, hey, I want a loud boom on at my event, like with more bass. So you definitely want to invest in subwoofers. You want to invest in all the speakers that you and tools that you need.
wow, so investing is the biggest thing that I've heard so far. The passion, and the will to actually listen to different music so that you can satisfy a an audience. Going into that, to preparation wise, how do you set up the music wise? Like, how do you know which music is going to go for and turn a crowd to go live uh, in a club setting?
Just read your crowd. Like I said, one thing I learned, shout out to Mark Patton, man. Like, like people have no idea. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you really have to read your crowd. You really have to read your crowd, know your crowd, especially like in the club setting. So if you know you have a few people that might like reggae, you want to go ahead and throw in that reggae for them. You know what I mean? If you got somebody who like listening to blues, go ahead and play that blues music for them. You have people that like line dancing music. You know what I'm saying? You want to go ahead and just play with what most people like to hear. You know what I mean? And play and give them what they want. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely want to cater to your crowd. You definitely want to read your crowd.
Oh yeah, yeah. Reading the crowd, man,
Yeah,
is
because I tell you, like it's more than just playing music. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's more than
right,
just playing music, being creative. It's more than that. Like you really have to reach a crowd.
right. And I imagine that was challenging at first, man. But with that, with the experience you had, um, I guess working at FYE and early childhood and the DJs that kind of put you under their wing and gave you a chance and an opportunity to learn. That's more important, man, because you know that actually prepped you and for the crowd, as far as the DJing goes for clubs. Um, if you had a chance to, since we're on the cigar show, the music and cigar show, I wanted to ask you if you could sit down with any DJ in the world and have a cigar with and learn from them, who would it be?
Uh, Khaled, definitely DJ Khaled.
Why Cali?
I mean, because Khaled is pretty much he's like he give you a platform, and he's the type of DJ who's not really to me. It's like he's a DJ, but he's also like an artist because he puts together beats and put the hottest artists on there. And you can't tell me there's not one DJ Khaled album that's been out that was like, it's all right. It's gonna give me
Yeah,
4 or 5 bangers.
you know what? Now that you say that, I understand, man. I understand why you would say DJ Khaled. One of my favorite songs that DJ Khaled had, man, it's a lot of them, brother.
Yeah.
Um, but one of them that I liked was when he got Nas and Jay Z together. You remember when that first came out, and everybody was like, "What? They
Yeah.
got they in the same thing?" That's one of my favorite tracks, man. Um, what would be one of your favorite tracks from DJ Khaled that you think he collabed and had a lot of artists, good artists? And what's your favorite track?
Oh man, there's so many. I'm so hood. I'm talking about the remix when he had Busta, Luda, all them Trick. Like that would be one of them.
Oh man,
Who else? Well, the tracks Khaled did. I'm on one. Like it's so many. God did. Like it's so many songs that he's put out. Like you know what I'm saying. Just know if he's in the if he's in the studio and he's telling you that he's about to put together an album, it's definitely gonna be a hit.
it's gonna be a hit off top because of how he's been. And you
Definitely.
know, when you think of DJ Khaled, now that you're thinking about it, now that you say who you actually be a have as a mentor and smoke a cigar with, when you think about DJ Khaled, I remember when he was just spinning records early, like I'm So Hood, and to grow to where he is now and say another one, or what's that other phrase he says?
We the best.
Um, we the best. You see what I'm saying? It's
Right.
it's like it's like it's like you have to learn, man. You got to learn. He probably learned from the greatest as well. You know what I'm saying? But it comes to a point to where when you grind as much as he did, you can be successful and you motivate others to want to do better than what they've done, especially artists. Speaking of collaborations, as a DJ, have you ever hosted an album before?
Nah, never have hosted an album. Not yet.
Have you
Haven't
thought
hosted.
about it? Mixtape,
I've been
yeah.
offered. I had somebody that did ask me would I be interested in hosting a mixtape, but we'll see. You know what I mean? Like together, I do like a little Apple Music playlist that I put out every year around Valentine's Day. I got a couple on there. You know what I mean? I get feedback from people that just listen to it and they're like, "Hey, I like this." Like I even had like you know what I'm saying. Shout out to Lloyd Holloway. He actually hit me up one day. He was like, "Yo, this R&B mix. You ever thought about putting this together like a live mixtape?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, not really, but you never know what's in the future. You know what I mean? So just had to stay tuned."
What are the names of your albums and your mixtapes that we can listen to? And where can we find them?
They're on one is on Spotify. I know a few of them is on Spotify. Mainly it's Apple Music. I have one that's like a holiday foreplay mix. I have a holiday foreplay volume two. Holiday foreplay 90s edition. So you know what I mean. They're all on Apple Music, so you can go download those and listen to those.
Y'all heard them, folks. Go to Apple Music. Apple Music. Um, and you know, before we close out, because this has been a very interesting conversation, I wanted to ask you: is there anything that you wanted to tell the people of this interview? Uh, how can we follow you? How can we book venues? What's your information? How can we get in contact with you, etc.?
Uh, yeah, I mean, you can follow me on Facebook, Reek Nettles Senior, or follow my DJ page. I am DJ Reek. You can follow me on Instagram at DJ Reek 256, and TikTok DJ Reek 256. Oh, and you can
Y'all
also
heard them.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday at fourth quarter revamp, home of the home team. Like I said, shout out to Mark Pan and the whole home team.
Is there anything else you would like to add to this?
Uh, Never let nobody tell you that you can't do nothing. Stay consistent and try to be the best version of you.
That's what's up, man. Y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to Music and Cigars. Please follow me as well on all platforms at Music and Cigars. Y'all tune in with DJ Reek. He actually spins records at 47 fourth quarter. Y'all tune in Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, man. Get y'all a good vibe, get y'all a good drink, and we'll stay tuned and we'll see y'all next time. Thank you.